What's good, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless. I'm back with a brand new video, possibly series, where I talk about a lot of the things that are happening in and around the culture. And I want to kind of give my opinions and thoughts on it in a more short video form. Now, I'm not entirely sure how often I will be doing these, possibly every week, possibly every other week, kind of just depends on how things go. And I'm not entirely sure of how in-depth I want to get, particularly with the production of things here. I want to keep things kind of casual, but you guys can let me know what you guys think about this video. And if there are any suggestions you have or any possible topics for me to talk about in the future, you can let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you like this video or any of the other ones that I post on this channel, you can leave this one a like and subscribe, as that helps us out greatly. But let's get back to the topic at hand that I want to talk about with you guys and kind of give you my thoughts and opinions about. It would have to be the Jussie Smollett situation. Now, I am sure if you have not been living under a rock, Jussie Smollett is a name that you are probably familiar with at this point, as it has been a key topic of conversation for the past, 2 weeks or so. And for those of you that are not somehow familiar with this, you can kind of do a quick Google search or even on YouTube and a bunch of stuff will pop up. But to give a quick summary here, he is an actor for Empire who came out a few weeks back saying that he was attacked in a racial and homophobic attack in downtown Chicago. Yep, it got the response that you would kind of expect from these days. It got all types of coverage on all types of different channels of news media. It got all types of clickbait-worthy titles, and it got all types of responses from celebrities and famous people and influencers from all around the world, particularly on Twitter. Now, my response when I saw the titles were much less reactionary. First, it was kind of like, who? Because I don't know who the fuck Jussie Smollett was before this. And, oh shit, this is not going to be good. But then I started to hear his story, and shit just wasn't adding up, to the point that I was looking around like, am I the only one that finds this more than a little suspect? And if you don't believe me, you can go back and watch the podcast we did a few weeks back where we talk about this exact same thing. Now, I didn't want to jump all the way out the window and just come right out and say that this motherfucker is a liar. But let's just forget the fact that he was somehow at Subway at 2 in the morning, because there are some 24-hour Subways. Let's forget the fact that he got hung with the noose and had it on for 45 minutes and still had it on when the police showed up to see him. And let's forget the fact that his first call wasn't even to the police, but to his director. Okay, let's forget all that. Let's just start with the fact that he said he was attacked by 2 people in MAGA hats that were yelling racial and homophobic slurs at him. Things like this are a possibility, particularly in this especially charged moment in our history. But you're going to tell me 2 hardcore white nationalist, Trump supporting, MAGA hat wearing guys watch Empire and know who the fuck Jussie Smollett is, when I didn't even know who the fuck Jussie Smollett was. Man.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
And the fact that I felt like I was one of the very few people that didn't find this suspicious was beyond me. And then he goes on stage and says he's the gay Tupac.
I'm the gay Tupac.
Oh my god.
And then he goes on national TV and does this bullshit interview.
I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them. Never did.
Why did you hesitate to want to call the police?
Shit just was not adding up. And now, of course, in hindsight, we all know this. Well, most of us know this. If you don't believe it or not, there are people that still support this guy. That his story was complete bullshit. And he's even being charged by the police, and he even got dropped from his own show. But this piece isn't even about him, because bullshitters are gonna bullshit, liars are gonna lie. There's nothing you can do about that. This piece is 100% about the people who jumped out of the window immediately for this guy without even so much as the common decency to see if shit even added up. Now, I agree, victims and people should always have that right to be heard and to be taken seriously. But that doesn't mean you have to believe all of them. Facts and logic still matter, and trump emotion, no pun intended. But you guys, who all jumped out of the window for him, enabled this self-serving asshole to do more harm to the very communities that he says he represents than he did good. Because he knew exactly what would get y'all up in arms. He knew exactly what to say and who to blame. And either y'all social awareness is so low that you truly got taken for a fool, or you were so eager to make your point and to be proven right that you were willfully willing to ignore all the nonsense and shenanigans surrounding his story. And whatever the case may be, that's kind of fucked up. And we would expect better. Because when the shoe has been on the other foot, and it has been many times throughout the years, it has led to a lot more than people being shamed. It has led to actual deaths. So I beg you, let's at least try to get back to being governed by logic and common sense more than our emotions. But if you're going to stick to this quick reaction cancel culture, which I think is a horrible idea, but which would also take me a whole nother video to discuss, keep that same energy when it comes to Jussie Smollett and cancel his ass forever. The gay Tupac. Come on, man. Fucking dummies.